Hello and welcome to this week's episode of the Blitz Talk Show, a bi-weekly talk show where we cover major news in the NFL. This week we'll be talking about the upcoming wild card games, and we would like to bring in longtime NFL fan and Blitz Talk Show analyst Aren Kevakian. Aren, how are you doing today?
I'm doing good. Thanks for having me on the show. I really appreciate it.
Of course, I'm happy to have you on. So week 17 in the NFL concluded this past week, and now we're going into wild card week. I just want to discuss some of the more contested matchups. Start with the Rams and the Seahawks this week, Los Angeles and Seattle. Now, the biggest storyline for this game is the fact that the Rams will likely be without their starting quarterback, Jared Goff. He will be out and replaced by John Wolford, who started in Goff's place last week and performed respectfully. Now, the Rams have an average offense and the Seahawks have an average defense. The real competition here is going to be between the Rams defense, which is a great defense with Aaron Donald, Jalen Ramsey, and rookie standout Jordan Fuller, against the likes of the Seahawks offense, Russell Wilson, DK Metcalf, Chris Carson. Now, ESPN has Seattle with a 59% chance to win this matchup, but who do you think wins this matchup and why?
Ultimately, I think Seattle has the better chance of winning this game. I mean, I give John Wolford props. He did a great job filling in for Jared Goff last week. But ultimately, I think Russell Wilson and DK Metcalf are, even with that great Rams defense that they have over there, I think the Seahawks get it done.
Yeah, you're definitely sharing that opinion with the majority of analysts out there. Now let's go to Baltimore and Tennessee, where the Ravens will be going to Tennessee to face the Titans. The Ravens this year did not do as well as many thought. However, they did finish the season strong with 5 straight wins en route to an 11-5 record. While the story for the Titans this year was if Derrick Henry performs well, the Titans will win. He eclipsed 2,000 yards this season for the first time in his career. Only 8 players all time have done that. While Tennessee is almost full go for this game, the Ravens may have to play through some injuries. They'll be without Jimmy Smith, cornerback Jimmy Smith, edge Yannick Ngakoue, and wide receiver Willie Snead, and could also possibly lose their star for this game, star cornerback Marlon Humphrey, who is questionable currently. Now, ESPN gives Baltimore a 63% chance to win this game, but will the Ravens be able to fight through those injuries and take down the Titans?
I think this will be a really close game. I mean, all the games this weekend will probably be really close, but I think this one will be especially close considering last year's blowout that the Titans had on the Ravens and Derrick Henry's monster game he had that game. I think the Ravens are going to come back for revenge. They'll have a lot of motivation for this game, but I think the Titans will upset the Ravens again, and Derrick Henry will carry the Titans to victory.
Yeah, it's kind of been the story all year. Derrick Henry does well, the Titans will win. Now I want to go to Cleveland and Pittsburgh. Cleveland going to Pittsburgh this week. A very long-awaited game for the fans of the Cleveland Browns as they make their first playoff game since 2002. In circumstances that have never occurred before, the Browns, these two teams, the Steelers and the Browns, will be playing 2 consecutive weeks. The Browns beating the Steelers 24-16 their last time up. Now the Steelers did sit Ben Roethlisberger this past game, so that result could have been very different if he were to play, which he will in this game. Even without Odell Beckham Jr., the Browns have had one of the most explosive offenses in 2020 with a great year from wide receiver Jarvis Landry, and most notably, the best running back 1-2 punch in the NFL with Nick Chubb and Kareem Hunt. They'll be matching against a top 5 defense in the NFL this week with Pittsburgh. So how will Cleveland's offense compete with the amazing Pittsburgh defense led by NFL sack leader TJ Watt?
Yeah, so I think I actually have Cleveland in an upset for this game. I think that, like you mentioned, their 1-2 punch of Nick Chubb and Kareem Hunt, that's going to have a big factor on how they match up against the Steelers' defense. But I have Baker Mayfield and the Browns upsetting the Steelers, so interesting take, but it's not too far out of the realm of possibility. So, yeah, I have Baker having a good game and beating, obviously, Big Ben with the Steelers. He'll play this week, but, yeah, I have the Browns winning this one.
Yeah, it was only a 1-game difference in final record for the two teams, with the Browns at 11-5 and the Steelers at 12-4. Now, I want you to hit me with some of your bold predictions for this weekend's game. Let's start with Indianapolis and Buffalo. What's something you got there?
All right, so for this game, I got Josh Allen connecting with Stephon Diggs for 3 touchdowns and throwing for over 350 yards. That's my bold prediction.
Wow. Yeah, and Stephon Diggs, we just found out today, him and Cole Beasley were listed as questionable today. However, he still will likely play. Now I want to go to Tampa Bay at Washington.
So for this game, I have Tampa Bay winning. That's not a bold prediction, but so I have Tom Brady throwing for over 400 yards and winning his first wild card game of his career.
Oh, wow.
Which is pretty interesting. So I have the Bucs winning this one. Tom Brady over 400 passing yards.
That certainly would be impressive against a Washington defense, especially their pass defense that ranked top 10 in the NFL, top 5 even, I don't know. Okay, now Los Angeles at Seattle.
So for this one, let's see. So I think I have Russell Wilson connecting with DK Metcalf for 2 touchdowns and DK for over 150 receiving yards.
Another very impressive. That would be really impressive, especially if he's going to match up with Jalen Ramsey for the Rams. Now let's go back to Baltimore at Tennessee.
So for this one, like I mentioned earlier, I have the Titans winning. I have Derrick Henry over 250 scrimmage yards and 3 touchdowns for this.
You think any of those will be catching the ball out of the backfield for Derrick Henry?
Yeah, I think probably like about 150 rushing and maybe like another 100 receiving, or like a little less than 100 receiving.
Wow, that would certainly be impressive. Let's go to New Orleans, where the Bears are coming into the Superdome.
So for this game, I have the Bears upsetting the Saints, actually.
Wow.
That's my bold prediction for this game, if that defense can get it done.
That would certainly shock everyone. They would continue the tradition of the Saints having very upsetting playoff losses. And lastly, Cleveland at Pittsburgh. I mean, you already said Cleveland will win. You have anything else there?
Not really. My bold prediction for this one was just Cleveland winning. I don't know if you consider that an upset, because Cleveland has been doing pretty good this year, and Pittsburgh has fallen off the pat. Like at the end of their season, they lost like most of their games. So yeah, that's my bold prediction for this one. I have Cleveland upsetting Pittsburgh, and Juju can stop dancing on those team logos. That'll finally come to an end.
Well, that's a perfect way to end it. Aren, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
From all of us here at the Blitz Talk Show, we'd like to thank you so much for watching. We really appreciate it. If you would like, comment, and subscribe down below, it means the world to us. We hope you all have a great wildcard weekend.